the subject of the hour, of course, is Donald Trump. So immigration, abortion, and then the third plank would certainly be security. And security is in two flavors. Domestically, people are living in, most of the Americans live in cities. Crime rates in cities across the United States are stunning. They've gotten a little bit better in the last 12 months, but they are still very bad. But again, we just had a bunch of local elections where people elected the same losers that have been allowing the crime rate to go crazy in their neighborhoods because they voted for abortion over safe streets, which makes no sense to me, but that's what we're seeing across the board, including here in Houston, Texas, where I am, which is a crime-ridden major city controlled by Democrats. And people voted for more Democrats who are not going to fix the problem, in my opinion. But the other part of that is national defense. And I certainly think that Trump has a massive advantage over Biden with regard to national defense. So depending on what happens in Ukraine, depending on what happens in Israel, depending on what happens in the Southeast, in China, the Philippines. I mean, China is harassing the Philippines right now. Notwithstanding Taiwan, they're over fighting with the Philippines as well. This is a very significant issue. So if Americans as a group become more concerned about national defense, if you will, then I think that could be another positive for the Republicans. And just for the record, I tend to be a hawk, not because I want to see people die, but because I think that what we learned from the Cold War and what we need to apply to Cold War II, we're in Cold War II, in my opinion, is we've got to have a strong deterrent situation here, and we don't have that. And for instance, in the Middle East, the United States forces have been attacked with drones and missiles almost 50 times in the last 5 weeks. Yep. And America has bombed a ammo storage in Syria twice. 2 to 50, that's not a very good ratio. So I think it's time for us to take, do you remember George H.W. Bush, when they went in and bombed a bunch of stuff in Libya, and suddenly Libya decided they didn't need to be a high-profile terrorist sponsor. Yeah. And something interesting like that needs to happen. And of course, some of the things that happened during the Reagan administration, you hit us, you grab a couple of our sailors and you sink a PT boat, we sink one of your destroyers. I mean, that's the kind of arithmetic that needs to be applied around the world. And frankly, this could play well into the hands of Trump from the standpoint that I think many Americans, if something horrible like I know you remember the Marine barracks, 170 or 180 Marines killed in one shot in Lebanon, things like that. Something like that happens over the next few months, it could push the national defense issue up to the front page, and it'll carry the illegal immigration issue with it. So I think the key is stop illegal immigration, come up with a rational plan for putting people to work or sending them home, and a rational approach on abortion, and a safe streets approach. That'd be a pretty good platform to argue. I can't say that it's a winner, though.
This is Dr. David D. Schein for this special edition of Saving America. Thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed this episode, please subscribe.